That's not English, Brian. It's German.
So what I told you is true, from a certain point of view.
Welcome back, everybody, to A Certain Point of View. We are back. We are live. It is a Monday evening. Hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic out there. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Happy hours this past weekend. So we know the ladies had a great weekend this past weekend. Hope everyone was able to do the same just as much as they were. We have some fun topics to talk about tonight. Obviously, the past 2 weeks, we will be recapping and finishing up our Love is Blind discussion as the finale and reunion took place over the last 2 weeks. Some juicy stuff in there. And then we'll be getting into the Oscars as well, because the Oscars were a week ago Sunday. And there's a lot to digest from that. So we'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. We're going to find out how everybody's doing and then get the show rolling. Jill, it's a Monday. How you doing over there?
Good. Doing lots of wedding stuff today. So going through typing out addresses for people.
Are you using like Minted or anything?
Zola.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So we got our proofs, so we know which one we're going to send out. We just need to get all the addresses written and send them out. So hopefully we'll send those out this week. Hopefully.
There's no rush or anything.
Did you?
I would like to send them out. But...
Did you find a specific stamp for your, or did you not care?
I've picked a stamp if I like want to like. There's one with like kind of like fall like flowers on it, but a stamp's a stamp.
I saw a TikTok of this whiter than white couple, and the husband was tasked with bringing home stamps. His only job. And he brought home Black History Month stamps, and the wife lost. Do you see that one, Molly?
No, but I mean, you should use them.
Oh, he thought it was the funniest thing ever, but the wife was not thrilled.
It's a stamp.
That's what I thought, but
they're just gonna throw the envelope away anyway. People are nuts.
Actually, to be fair, I think I still have Jake's envelope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Cute.
Well, because I saved the whole thing.
Ours were love stamps. So.
Oh.
Were they?
I saw a TikTok where a guy brought the USA flag stamps home, and his wife went apeshit on him.
Those are just the basic one. You have to go out of your way to get anything other than that, which is kind of a pain.
That's a stamp. Stamp's a stamp.
Yeah, I
don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Brian, what about you? How was your weekend?
Good. Exhausting. I painted my mom's whole entire kitchen by myself.
Ew.
Yeah.
I want to see pictures.
Well,
it's proof or it didn't happen.
White. So
I want to see how good you did.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I mean, all that paint by numbers has come in handy. I'll say that. I just drew a couple like 1s and 3s. It worked. No, other than that, I'm done with my spring break. Boo. Other than that, nothing. I binged The Gentleman. That show is so good. Oh my God. It was just as good as the movie. And I loved the movie. It was, I'm curious if Molly, you would like it. I think she would.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Guy Ritchie series on Netflix, but it's in the same world as the movie he did with Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Hugh Grant. It was like a stacked cast, and it was about British gangsters, essentially.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, the trailer.
It's very good. It was a very good movie, very fun movie.
Yeah, that was my favorite. The year it came out, that was my favorite movie of the year.
Well, to be fair, Brian, there were like 10 movies that year. So that was the COVID year.
Yeah, but that was also the very first movie we saw of the year. So for it to last against everything else was...
Most people's was The Invisible Man that year.
That one was like... They were like this.
And they came out in January and February of that year.
Yeah. The Invisible Man. You've seen that, Molly, right?
That is a great movie.
Okay, yeah. That movie, fantastic. Cannot recommend that enough.
Cool,
have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you would love it. You would love it. Watch along or something.
We'll see. Molly, what about you? You've been chasing squirrels.
Oh my gosh, the squirrel debacle happening in our household. So there's been a squirrel living in our attic.
Great squirrel war.
We got one of those humane traps where you like put food in there and they go in, hit a lever, and it just like closes the door. Anyways, we caught what we thought was the only squirrel, and caught him last night. Took him. You're supposed to take them like 10 miles away so that they can't find their way back. So it was at night, like right before bed. We took them to a park 10 miles away. There's another one up there now. I don't know if there's a whole family that knows about our attic and that they're using it as their own personal Airbnb, but the trap is back up there now, and we're just waiting to take that one back to the same park, and we got to figure out where they're coming in, and we think we know where the hole is, so we gotta patch it up. It's just been a nightmare, and it stresses Hilo out because he hears like scratching and he starts, and it's kind of creepy.
What are the chances it's the same squirrel?
Oh my god! We drove it like 15 minutes away. If it is the same squirrel, I will be shocked.
I told them they need to start spray painting the tail, just like give it a little, just so that way you can like. Be like, this mother effer is back.
That would be crazy. I hope it's not the same one.
I mean, there's no way to tell, so who knows? Yeah, that's
it's either the same one or like its wife, and now she's pissed. And
I don't blame her. I'm happy to take her to her husband 10 miles away.
I will say though, the second you open that cage, that squirrel bolted out of that thing. Gone.
It was not happy.
It ran straight back to your attic.
Said, "I'll beat you home."
Yeah. Probably hitched a ride on your trunk and you didn't even see him.
Yeah.
We saw him run off into the forest. So
okay, that's what you thought.
I was going to say that's what you thought.
Yeah. Nothing major to report on my end other than I have a teething 5-month-old. So
fun stuff.
Bo's 2 bottom teeth are officially on the cusp of breaking through. So it's all about transitioning into that and seeing what we can do with that. So sleeping hasn't been too pretty over the last week.
Inside bones becoming outside bones.
Yay!
Yeah, so it's a fun time over here in the Berlin household.
You have ample amounts of whiskey. Isn't that the old trick? The old wives?
I'm not going to feed my son whiskey. Yes, it is an old trick, but there are other remedies that you can use outside of pure alcohol.
That's just getting your baby a little bit drunk, and then it doesn't care about its teeth.
Although,
look how you two turned out. It's fine.
We went to dinner last night, and the pacifier dropped on the ground, and it's one of the rule of thumbs is that if you just suck the pacifier, it cleans the pacifier.
Yeah.
And I had taken a sip of my old fashioned right before I had sipped the pacifier. So technically he did have some whiskey last night.
There you go.
Yeah, he celebrated St. Patrick's Day in style. So all right, I'm gonna pull a little bit of
if he's celebrating St. Patrick's Day like that and you're not Irish, Oktoberfest is gonna be wild.
For sure.
And it's his birthday.
All right, I'm gonna pull a little bit of an audible before we start here because I want to ask a question to all of you just to kind of get a little conversation flowing before we really get into it. I just want to know what you guys have been watching lately. I feel like we haven't talked about that very much lately. We talk about it internally in some messages like, "Oh, I'm watching this," or "I finished this," or "I restarted this." I just want to quickly 5-10 minutes maybe talk about a few things that we've been watching, things that maybe are current, previous, years ago. I'll just quickly say that because I really want to talk about it, but I finished Masters of the Air on Apple.
Oh, is it good?
It is so good.
I wanted to be able to binge it, so I waited.
I've watched it week by week, and I am fascinated. I love the Pacific and Band of Brothers, and it is so. It's like a beautifully horrific story because obviously, like it's World War II. It's the Germans trying to take over the world and everything, and they go all in on it. And it's a fabulous show with a really, really good ending. And I recommend it to anybody if they have not watched it. It's a very good show. So,
Good. It's done.
it's done. It finished on Friday.
Beautiful. Now I can binge it. I didn't want to. I knew it would be good, and I didn't want to wait for.
There's a couple episodes in there that are like, because it's about the 100th, which they were called the Bloody 100th, and they're bombers. They fly the big B-17s and everything, and they do not hold back. They do not hold back in what they show. So it's a really, really good show.
Good stuff. I'll go next. I've been watching, so TV show wise, nothing really new. We are in the middle of another rewatch of Parks and Recreation. Nothing new there. That's our comfort show. Other than
You
that,
guys are, like have a routine. You usually start the year with Lord of the Rings. Some Star Wars sneaks in, and then you restart one of your like sitcoms around this time.
yeah,
I've picked up on it.
it's because we spend all day doing Star Wars things. I don't want to watch anything like Star Wars a lot of times, like at night when I'm just ready to like relax and zone out,
Fair.
But other than that, relating to whenever we do talk about the Oscars, I've been catching up on Oscar nominated films. So I did watch The Zone of Interest, which was really interesting.
Where is that? Is it anywhere?
What is it? Zone of Interest?
The Zone of Interest. I think I might have watched it on Plex, so I'm not sure if it's streaming anywhere yet, but
not free.
That's fine. If I have to rent it, I'll rent it. I've heard great things about it. So.
Oh yeah, maybe I did rent. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I did rent it on Amazon. That's probably where I got it. But it's really, really interesting how it's shot. The sound design is incredible. It is a little uncomfortable to watch/listen to at times because it's about the Holocaust. But it was pretty eye-opening, I feel like, and it wasn't too egregious. I think I got what the director was going for that. But anyways, that was really good. Finally watched Oppenheimer. It was pretty good too, I guess. Too long.
3.5
No.
Too long.
No way.
But say to him what you said to us in the.
It was a good movie. It jumped around a lot, which I know is like his thing, but I just was like having trouble almost the whole movie, just keeping up of what time period it was and like where we were headed versus where we had just been. And I got it by the end, but it took a while for me to like really catch on to everything. And everybody was like, you got to watch it a second time. And I was like, I don't want to.
You said it was on the same level as.
Oh, I gave it the same 3.5 stars that I gave Dune 2. I was like, it was fine.
It's a movie.
Just basic movie, right?
I did think the performances were great. So
I'm just plugging in my laptop. I'm still here.
I would agree with those nominations.
Cool.
You think she's gonna be on the same level for like Furiosa and like whatever the new Apes movie
What
is?
Molly thinks?
Yeah.
She's probably gonna hate him.
I don't think I even saw Furiosa.
Every time I see Molly's reviews of a movie, I'm like fucking clicking away.
Isn't that what we said? I said
ridiculous.
I said in the chat or in our Patreon hangout, I said when I was clicking Instagram, I literally internally heard you go, "Oh my god!" Or just like
blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
I think it depends on the movie. I feel like we have similar interests, except when it comes to some like more sci-fi.
I'm a sci-fi nerd, so yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I love sci-fi, but I'm just like I usually won't give them like super high ratings. But I did give the Terminator 2 5 stars after my rewatch. That is a perfect film.
T2.
And no one can tell me any different. T2, yeah.
That's fair.
Brian, Jill, you guys watching anything?
Nothing really new. The newest release thing I've probably seen has been Hotel, but that came out a couple months, weeks ago.
Someone just mentioned that in the chat. Funny enough,
Yeah,
I saw
Yeah.
that.
so good.
which I've never heard of that. What is
I
that?
haven't
It's
heard of it.
so it was originally on a YouTube thing. They did the pilot on YouTube, and then it got picked up by A24, I believe, and now it's on Amazon.
Oh, it's
That's a
animated?
It's animated. It is an adult animated musical series.
Oof.
But it has like a whole bunch of like Broadway stars on it. It's very adult, very raunchy.
Kind of looks like the same design as Harley Quinn.
It's in that same vein. It's about like the people of hell against like the people of heaven, and the hotel is about, it's the daughter of Satan, and she's trying to like rehabilitate sinners so they can like get into heaven. Is like kind of the whole idea of it. But so yeah, that's like the newest thing I've watched recently. And then we're doing a Korra rewatch because after
need to start that.
Yeah, after the live action Avatar, I was like, I need to rewatch Korra. So we're doing a Korra rewatch right now.
I think I started the first episode and got like a 30 seconds past the intro, and then Bo was screaming. I was like, ah, shit.
Oh, yeah.
I just haven't started it back up.
I thought you were going to say, and then I hated it.
Oh, no.
Well, to be fair, the first season is a little rough.
But that was the same thing with Avatar.
I know, and that's
This
why
one more so.
I only got
more
really
so.
okay.
Jake, I only
personally.
got 3 episodes in before I was like,
Yeah, but Brian, you and I like so many things that are so different from each other. So
yeah, but we end up usually watching the same things, so it's like
It gets, I think, because like Korra book 4 is like up there with like.
Oh, there's 4 seasons. Cool.
Yeah, there's 4 seasons. Korra book 4 is up there with like season 2 of Avatar. Like it's like top tier.
Cool.
But it's a rough start. You just gotta truck along. But anyway, and then all my usual trash reality shows.
What's your favorite reality show on
trash.
TV right now?
Right, like the 90 Day Fiance stuff,
Should've
and all the spin-offs.
Should have guessed.
I had to give up because I just lost track of all of them.
I know. I'm trying to
It
get
was
back.
so
into,
much work.
Trying to get back to all of them because there's like 6 spin-offs. So
Yeah, it was too much.
90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. 90 days. Where are they now? 90 days the other way. 90 like
Single life.
the single life. 90
Oh,
days
goodness.
last resort. Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh goodness, I didn't realize there were that many. Thank God Gabby doesn't
Wow.
watch all those, or maybe she does.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I feel like Jake.
I don't know what reality TV shows she watches because they're on all the time. I get them all mixed up. They're just
Good for her.
flowing through life, you know. Brian, what about you? You watching anything special?
I already said I binged The Gentleman this weekend. That was freaking awesome. Season 2 of The Traitors, really good. Ending was wild. What else am I watching? Oh, I'm slowly, well, not too slowly. I'm already on season 3, but reworking my way through the X-Men animated series to kind of refresh my brain. I do like that I can kind of like still take my time, and it's like if the new like show gets spoiled, it's like, oh, okay, like it's not that big of a deal. What else? My trashy show is Summer House. That's one of Gabby's.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What I think that. Oh,
It's okay if there's only like 5 things.
no. That's fine. I was trying to think, like, because I feel like I've been watching a bajillion shows.
Well, we don't need to go into a spoiler review, but you did text me about the Society of the Snow.
I was just about to say that movie was rough.
I do want to see that one.
I don't know if I was mentally prepared enough to watch that movie. Like I had a feeling where it could go, but I don't think I was expecting where it would go.
I seek those movies out. That's why I watched Zone of Interest, was because I saw TikToks of people being like, "This was the most uncomfortable I've ever felt during a film," and I was like, "Yay!"
Sign me up.
I will say that is the most uncomfortable I have been since probably Joker. Just because Joker, I felt like I was watching someone have a mental breakdown. Like I took took the superhero stuff like that. I was just not in it. It just felt like I was watching a crazy person go through the motions, and that made me uncomfortable. So yeah, it was a wild, very good. You would probably love the crap out of it. But yeah, no, that movie was, I recommend, but be prepared.
Blake in the chat just quickly brought up something that I'm probably going to watch tomorrow.
Oh, that's on my list. That's
That
on my list.
Nickelodeon documentary.
Yes.
That's on my list.
I'm starting it tonight.
What is this?
It's a documentary about like one and more of the producers of Nickelodeon being
Dan Schneider.
being like a real creep, basically,
Oh.
and going into some of the behind the scenes stuff of like why he should not have been there and how
Got it.
messed up some of the stuff was that he
That's
did.
on my
and-
list. I'm curious if that's one of those documentaries that Sean will like
What's it
sit
on?
down and watch.
HBO Max.
It's on HBO or
Okay.
Discovery Plus, whichever.
It's-
Maybe I'll
HBO
I'll
Max,
give it
Quiet on the
Yeah.
Set. It's weekly release though. Like it's that.
Yeah.
It's like a The Vow release. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will
It's-
start that tomorrow.
Maybe I'll start that tonight if
Yeah.
Sean wants to watch that with me.
I'm gonna. That's.
Well, there we go. We'll report back in 2 weeks on what these lads think of this Nickelodeon documentary. So,
I just hope it doesn't. I mean, I know it's gonna. There's obviously some realism, but I just like don't ruin. I don't want to see certain parts of my childhood. ruined.
It's interesting because
it's
it's like
gonna be rough.
later. It's a little bit later of the Nickelodeon era, so it's like not really my era of
Oh,
Nickelodeon.
so
it's
but-
my
we're-
era.
so
It's
we're
mine
fine.
and Jake's era. It's like the Amanda Bynes era, the reboot of all that era.
Mhm.
So it's
Keenan and Kel.
no, it's a little bit after that.
After that,
Oh, were they after Amanda or before Amanda Bynes?
They were before. They were
Oh,
before
okay.
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
Oh no, they
all
were
blur
in
back
all that
then.
together. They were in all that together, but
she didn't have her own show yet.
she did not
like,
have
when
her
they
own show
were
yet.
big.
My life is such a blur. I'm so old now, you know.
But
Yeah.
I don't wanna hear it.
I'll probably start that tonight.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to hear what you guys are watching because look, we have 2 weeks between shows now, so why not, take the time to discuss maybe some things that are popping up, some new things if we're watching new things. It's always a fun little conversation. We get to hear from the chat on that as well. So I'm sure we'll keep doing it as the weeks go on. But let's go and move on. Speaking of reality television, let's go ahead and dive into everything that was the final episodes of Love is Blind Season 6. We got the finale, which was 2 weeks ago, and we got the reunion, which was last week. A lot has happened in those 2 episodes, rightfully so.
I was waiting for
Or-
Alex to just pop up from under.
in,
Love is Blind.
Hello.
in the final 2 episodes, really just the finale before the reunion. There were 3 couples going in within minutes. One of those couples was cut as Jimmy and Chelsea called it quits.
Good.
And then as we get to the altar, AD and Clay said no to AD. And then, of course, Johnny and Amy said yes, as we all expected them to. And then we get to the reunion, and everything has pretty much stayed the same, except drama has come out, and everyone's dumping everything onto the floor. So, Jill, I will let you kick this off. Thoughts, something maybe you want to bring up specifically, but what did you think about the final 2 episodes of Love is Blind?
It kind of went a little bit as expected. At least the weddings did. I think the biggest surprise out of the weddings episode was that AD was the one to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I told you.
And then Clay said no, although I did really want to give major props to Clay because it's like, well, yeah, it's like, yeah, you're literally on a show to get married and you're saying you're not ready to get married. Like, that's like, why are you here? That's stupid. But like, I think him being with AD, he became like very self-aware and like really wanted to better himself and kind of like stop like the generational trauma that's been going on in his family. So I do give him respect for that. But again, if you're not ready to get married, don't be on this show.
I agree with you, but he definitely kind of like dragged her along.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%.
But it definitely, like, at the reunion, the dude is clearly like a 180 flip from who he was.
He
Clearly.
and like I said, like I feel like he's definitely Molly's.
Did we watch the same show?
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you because, like,
That man has just started therapy. He
Yeah.
hasn't implemented any of it. He's like, I know my talking points, and I'm not supposed to say anything else besides those.
Here's all like, what is it, like the words, like the fancy therapy words, like
that was like
buzzwords.
Trevor, you for sure know he had like a script and he was just ready for, like, here's the softball question and here's going to be my essay response, and they dragged him for filth.
He was
That
the
man
example. He was the example.
Completely speechless.
Yeah.
Like, he literally said out loud, I had all this stuff I was going to say, and now I just can't say any of it. I was like so embarrassed for him.
I have never been more proud of Nick and Vanessa the Shade.
They did great.
I was just like, drag him, go, just shove his face in the ground some more, like, just go.
Because
like,
they went. So I think really what they were doing, I think it was really. Although I was texting you guys when we were watching it, and I was like, am I actually liking Nick and Vanessa hosting this reunion right now? Like, what is happening? Like,
There's
I thought
still
they did
a petition to get rid of them.
Yes, but
I
thought from a hosting standpoint, this was probably the best reunion that they've had so far.
Yeah, because they didn't host it as much, right?
Yeah.
They brought in the contestants from other seasons,
which was smart.
They brought in all those receipts for and internet drama.
They definitely used Trevor as like, hey, we know that some of you people are coming on here just for the fame. He was the example of like
the whipping boy.
Because they went after him. They went after Jeremy. They went after Sarah Ann for posting videos clearly in Jeremy's house.
They went after her 2000s body glitter.
Oh my god, her body glitter.
Prom.
She must have not gotten asked to prom.
Literally.
This was her prom.
Yeah, like she was like the pink dress with the body glitter.
She
and like
came in there thinking that she was going to be
she was hot shit, and she was not. No.
She straight up like said to, I mean, Laura, I was sad that Laura wasn't there, but she like called in or whatever. She straight up was like, you're the pick me girl. I'm not the pick me girl. And everybody was like, oh.
AD was like, don't even try.
No one was on her side. It was great.
Oh, the best thing AD did was when Trevor was being like, I don't have anything to say. Say it with your chest.
Say it with your whole chest.
Drag him.
Go
ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought it was interesting, though, that they dragged the three of them so hard.
Oh, that's what I was just about to say.
But then Jimmy and Chelsea.
They had like no time.
Nothing.
It was like nothing.
Because they had too much time on the actual show. They were like, we don't want to see you anymore.
Fair.
I guess. But like they hardly brought up their stuff. Kenneth and what's her name? Brittany. Like I get a little bit of why they didn't really go into their stuff as much, but still without touching on what his sexuality is, like they could have brought up other stuff for the two.
They definitely had like no time.
Yeah. I love that they're besties though now. Like I love that for them. Like
besties.
Yeah. It's so cute.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. There was like 10 minutes or so spent on how the girls were backing Chelsea at how different she was on the show compared to real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like how she kind of just like was put into a corner and then she turned into someone completely different. Mm-hmm. I'm curious how she would be in real life because obviously we only have the show to go off of.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see if Jimmy was the reason why that she was like that, or if she's just like that in general in a relationship.
That makes sense though for a master manipulator that she kind of seems like that she is. That if she can manipulate and prepare for certain situations, she's not going to seem the same way as how she seemed in some of those takes that they decided to use. That's just reality TV.
Yeah.
But I do think they should have touched on her behavior a little bit more. but maybe they felt bad because she had already been dragged so
By the
much
internet,
online
Yeah.
about the Megan Fox stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, she did the work for them.
She
to
really
some
did.
extent. I mean, I think she even like was the one that like brought up like her Megan Fox stuff, and
I
that was
had
like
to-
the only thing they said.
I had to explain to Sean the Megan Fox thing because he kind of sat down and was watching the reunion with me without seeing the season really at all. And he was like, "What's the Megan Fox thing?" I was like, "Okay, so she had said that people say she looks like Megan Fox." And he was like, "Well, I mean, she kind of resembles Megan Fox. She kind of like does resemble her, like
From like
Like,
here
does it-
down for here
Yeah.
up.
And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I agree, but here's the issue with that is
Specifically,
I was
just
like,
here.
I said, Sean, as a male and you are dating people and you're talking to somebody behind a wall where you can't see them, and this person subtly says, people say that I look like Megan Fox, where is your mind going to go? Like, and then Sean was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see why people had an issue with this.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna assume it's like the whole package deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And not
exactly.
just here.
Exactly. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense then. I'm like, yeah.
Not to mention her galloping down the aisle, like to see him. What do you call it? It wasn't a shimmy. It was like
The T-Rex.
It was a horse trot.
yeah, okay.
It was a horse trot. It is what it is. So. I'm trying to think of anything else that really happened. I mean,
Just Trevor getting dragged for filth, and
Yeah.
Sarah Ann getting
Sarah, God.
the absolute living crap kicked
She
out of
doesn't
her.
think she did anything.
Nothing.
Wrong. She does not think she did anything wrong.
The fact that she had the audacity to say she's not a pick-me girl, and literally her text was like, if it doesn't work out, pick me.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
literally.
It's literally like it's in the sentence. And I love that Laura was like, just because I'm busy does not mean I'm not gonna be here to put you in
Yeah.
your
God, everyone put like, because like, who was it? Chelsea was like, yeah, I've seen Jeremy, and every time I see him, you guys are broken up. Like,
Yep.
or like,
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as we left the beach, she unfollowed all the women, but she still followed all our fiancés on Instagram. Like, they were like dragging her.
Good.
It's great.
She is not a good person. Also, have you guys seen the TikToks of people saying that Jessica is like a plant? That she's just planned to be the new Netflix reality star because she did this. She was like in this a lot, even though she didn't get proposed to, right? And now she was like front and center in the reunion, and now she's going on Perfect Match. I'm like, did someone put her there on purpose to like build her up to be the new big it girl?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
She's probably gonna. I mean, I don't know if Perfect Match works out, but she's probably gonna start dating some athlete or something.
I've never 100%. I've never heard of Perfect Match until like 3 days ago.
Me neither.
It's not a great show. Like Alex, we got done watching the reunion and we were a little bit buzzed, and Alex was like, "What's Perfect Match? Let's watch it." And so he put it on, and it was like not good.
Well, it's hosted by Nick Lachey. Like, how can it be that good?
Yeah,
No.
Just
maybe
him?
Just
some
him.
of the other
Oh,
seasons
God.
are good, but the first season was kind of.
He's robotic.
I think that's the only season, Molly. I think there's
Oh,
only one
okay.
season.
Season 2 is this.
Yeah.
With just
Well,
I think it just started. Yeah.
The first season has oh my god, what's his name? The crazy Gary Busey looking guy.
Shane.
Oh,
Shane
Shane.
is in that's first season of Perfect Match. Yeah.
Oh,
Cocaine
God.
Shane.
Cocaine Shane.
Uh,
Ugh.
That guy was cuckoo bananas.
why did the Jeremy keep bringing up the bean dip situation?
Yeah.
I was like,
That
he
was
brought it up
weird.
twice. The first time
Because he was trying to get the heat off of Sarah Ann.
maybe, yeah. But like the first time he brought it up, I was like, okay, that's weird for you to bring up because it was so like weird and embarrassing in the first place. And then he brought it up again. I was like, dude.
That is weird. That was weird.
AD going on dates with Matthew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Clay sitting there like, what?
Clay's having a freaking like nervous breakdown behind those eyes and just trying his best not to
The
show
way he
it.
was sitting, he was like,
He did not move.
He was like blinking really fast.
He 100% still thinks he has a chance with her.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I'm like, okay, good that you're in therapy. You haven't done the work yet, because he sat there on TV and was like, she's the love of my life, blah blah blah. And it's like, no. You don't get to say that at the point you're in now.
I personally think that man went into that wedding, said those things, and 100% thought that she'd be okay with it and they'd be fine and just leave.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, he kissed her afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said something like at the altar when he was giving his whole spiel. He was like, I still want to rock with you,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like, oh my God, girl, get out of there.
Run.
Me and Alex looked at each other and was like, what did he just say?
I need someone, the second the word like no or can't comes out of their mouth, to not even do anything and just leave and just start walking down the aisle and not say a word. That's the type of drama I need. Just literally like, and do you take this person? You know, I was thinking, no, and just leave. Like,
Didn't that happen to the other girl that's going to be on Perfect Match? What was her name? Micah. Didn't that happen to Micah? Like, he started giving his whole spiel, and she was just like, "All right, I'm gonna go."
Maybe
with her bitchy ass friends.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They were the bullies of the season.
Yeah.
And now she's like in the starlight again because she's friends with Jess.
Mm-hmm.
God, maybe she is a plant.
Mm-hmm. They're all connected.
Right. She has a boob plant. That's what it is. It's like, look at this.
Where just quickly, where does this season rank for you guys? I haven't seen all the seasons. I've seen like 1 through 3 and then 5 and 6. So
It's up there for me.
Maybe I missed 3 and 4. I think I might have missed 3 and 4.
Better than 5.
Oh, anything better than 5. I would say it's not bad for me. I would say it's not bad, but it's still in the lower half.
It's probably third for me.
Yeah. I'm thinking. So like maybe like the 4 or the 5 spot, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But my like if that 6 this is 6. Yeah, if that 6 spot is the worst, it's like 5 and then season 5. And then like the 5th spot's like way up here. Like it's not even a close.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have Love is Blind Sweden in the mix.
That is true. You and I have Love is Blind Sweden,
which was pretty good.
It was actually very good. I was shocked.
So I need to like reassess my rankings now that we've watched that one.
But we all enjoyed it, right? Like we all thought it was.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a bad season.
They would have been in major trouble if they would have had a repeat of season 5 or even anything close.
Which one was season 5?
Last year's.
Isn't that the one with Micah?
No, I think Micah was 4.
It was the one where there was like no picks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah, I
forgot about to root for.
There was 3 couples that went to.
That's right. I remember. That's
but
right.
there was actually like 5 or 6 that got.
One of them didn't even air. Yeah. Okay. That one. I forgot that one existed. That one's terrible.
It's the guy that's going on Perfect Match. Izzy.
Yeah.
Izzy.
Yeah. The guy with the bad credit.
Yes.
Yeah. He said it's better now.
Yeah. His whole thing is better now. And then. Oh, and then the guy that you was like, I need to know where he was on January 6th.
No, he was married.
No, the guy last season, that you were like, you just kept saying, I need to know where he was.
Oh, the big guy?
Or the American flag guy.
The American flag guy. That one.
Right.
What was his name? Pete? No.
JB.
Yeah. That's it.
He was trash. Where he was like, "Don't wear makeup."
He was like, I just think you look like you fell in love with me through a wall. You couldn't see if I had makeup on or not.
Yeah.
He's like, I just think.
And mustache guy, the black guy.
Yeah. The 6'7" guy.
Yeah, had big old mustache.
I hope that they do some better background checks on these.
Apparently
people.
not, because if you go on TikTok, they are.
Jeremy has like a whole weird past with his ex that she called the cops on him at one point, and she was talking about that on TikTok. I was like, ooh, that's not good.
I do like that Chelsea is now part of the casting team for
That's pretty
Love
cool.
is
That's actually kind of
Blind
smart.
now. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like that.
From what I've seen so far about Minneapolis, shit's gonna be wild, like bad wild, trash wild. So great for us.
I'm excited about a different city though. Like it's not a big major city.
I don't think they've ever stayed in the same city, have they?
But it's not like a big Minneapolis. Isn't like an Atlanta or you know.
They said it's everything that everyone that on TikTok talks about it says that it's a big city, but everyone knows each other. Kind of like Sacramento. It's
God,
like big city, but everyone knows.
It's like where I work. It's like big city, but everyone knows each other's business.
So that's why they're already like, get ready to drag fools because it's happening.
All right. Well, until the next season of Love is Blind, which I'm sure will be very quick.
Which I'm sure will be in like 2 weeks.
That'll conclude our Love is Blind conversation for a little bit at least. Let's go ahead and move on to the Oscars conversation. Before we do, I did want to bring up just quickly, Kevin sent us a $2 sticker or super chat. Thank you so much, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Hello.
Thank you for the support as always.
He put his question in the chat.
Did he leave a question?
He said it's supposed to be my the favorite A24 movie, and you can't say Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I need to even see who.
Ex Machina, no question.
Ladybird. That's easy.
I don't even. I need
to Google.
I cannot wait for the Civil War movie. It looks freaking wild.
Ryan, you're probably not gonna like it.
Midsummer.
Ooh, no thanks.
Is up there for me.
Was Pearl A24?
I think so. I think both Pearl and X are A24.
I did really, really like Pearl. The Florida Project was good.
Yeah, it's Pearl's A24.
Yeah. Moonlight, Hereditary, The Farewell, Uncut Gems, 8th Grade, Minari, Room, The Lighthouse, The Lobster, Midsommar, Good Time, After Sun, Green Room, Past Lives, Amy, Under the Skin, Talk to Me, Bodies, 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 Enemy.
I still need to see Past Lives. I've heard it's really, really good.
It's on Hulu. I almost put it on at work today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say Pearl.
Uncut, or not Uncut, but Ex Machina, no question.
Ladybird.
Midsummer.
And for those who don't know, Max made a deal with A24. All their movies are now on Max. Mm-hmm. So if you want to experience A24 or watch those, there's your opportunity. There's an incredible set of movies that A24 does that aren't huge regarding box office usually. And more people need to see them because they are pretty fantastic.
So. Are you guys planning on seeing Civil War?
Yes.
Hell yes.
That movie, like, I'm worried about that just feeling a little too close to home.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the two states that are going against the other states is California and Texas.
I was going to say, it's California and Texas are a team, aren't they?
Yeah, so
which is interesting.
Texas is never going to be like, oh, Texas? California?
Brian, I'm gonna be very interested if you like that movie. Too. Very, very interested because it's from the director of Ex Machina and Annihilation.
I hated Annihilation, but I hated it. Jake knows how much I hated that movie. I don't mind Ex Machina, but I don't think it was like
wrong.
The most mind blowing. Are you gonna go rewatch it when they put it in theaters?
Uh-huh.
I need to see it because Alex likes it and he's talked about it before. So
they're doing
they're releasing all the A24 movies in IMAX.
I saw that.
All of them? I thought it was just those 3.
No, I think they're doing all of them over a period of time.
Oh, that'd be cool. I for sure would go see.
All right, before we get to the Oscars, we got a super chat from Mr. Tim Sim. So Tim, thank you so much for the super chat. With the Acolyte trailer coming tomorrow, how are y'all feeling about the first live action content in the High Republic era? Also, where do you feel with Star Wars right now? Because one quoted that it needs a facelift badly.
Who quoted that? Tim, where are you hanging out?
Yeah, what podcast are you
Who
listening
are your
to,
friends?
Yeah.
If it's the Sith Council, sorry.
Are you watching the Sith Council?
I wonder if that's a quote from Tim Sim himself. We weren't going to talk about it a lot just because we were waiting to see the trailer, but I think we're all clearly very excited.
I'm excited.
Mhm.
I'm hoping it's as dark as they say it is.
Brian,
I mean,
based on that
poster is-
poster.
The
I've
poster is
seen the
literally a
poster.
blood.
I know, but like they could say,
Okay, Tim, you got to stop watching
I
that.
told you.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, no.
Tim, you have. I'm sorry. I love you. There's multiple people on that podcast that don't
You
know
just need to stop watching it.
what a Star Wars is. Just go back and watch old Schmodown episodes.
They're only making content to like make people rage watch it.
Yeah.
Basically. Anyways, we're not here to trash.
I
them.
will say,
Or are we?
I personally, no one's ever gonna like everything.
No.
So to say that something needs a facelift badly, there are people still enjoying it. If there are a large amount of people still enjoying it, if that's the case, who's to say that those people were wrong and it needs a complete facelift? Okay, it's so subjective.
You okay over there?
Fucking lights are
Lights.
tweaking out
Yeah,
here.
it always happens.
I'm sorry.
I hate that people keep saying like, "Ooh, Star Wars is so bad right now." No, it's not. You just
Those
maybe
people,
don't.
those people clearly don't watch Star Wars television.
You
Bad
can
Batch,
maybe
Ahsoka,
not.
Mando. Like, I'm sorry. It's
You can maybe not. You can. It's not illegal to not like certain things. Okay, maybe you didn't like the sequels.
except if it's Dune Part 2.
Maybe you didn't like the sequel series, but that's not to say the animation that they put out hasn't been awesome. That's not to say that maybe not all of their TV shows were the greatest things ever. But I have yet to find someone that says like Andor was trash. Because I mean that
Oh, they're out there.
okay.
I thought
There's
Andor
always
was.
gonna
I
be
thought Andor was
People
just
with
okay.
more than 3 brain cells that think
Well,
I
Andor
have
was trash.
5
Jill has
brain
more than
cells.
3
Thank
brain
you very
cells.
much. I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was okay. Andor was okay.
Okay. Well,
You're allowed
whatever.
to not.
Yeah.
I mean, there are Star Wars things out there that I didn't love, but the
But you
problem
get paid
is
to
if
love
you're-
everything, so you don't have.
I
a choice.
wish we do not get paid by Disney. I'll make that very clear. No, but like, if you're out there, if you're a content creator, why would you just sit there and talk about how much you hated
Mm-hmm.
something or what you
Mhm.
hated about? Like, a lot of people just, I find it hard to understand why all they want to talk about is how bad stuff is. I'm like, okay, great. If you didn't like it, find anything about it that you did like and
Yeah,
maybe talk
move
about
on.
that and then move on.
Yeah.
The only reason why people are making content about stuff they hated is to like rage bait other people to come and be like, yeah, I hated that too. And it just like
More
creates
angry
this
little gremlins.
yeah, it creates this huge thunderstorm on the internet of like angry people, and that can get dangerous after too long. So that's just my 2 cents. But
Look at what Marvel's doing.
Anyway, we're
Give
all
me back my Eternals.
we're all excited for the Acolyte, and we'll be discussing it here on this channel. So
I
it's
can't.
gonna be
wait.
great. Leslie
can't
Headland.
wait for June 4th.
Watch. Oh my God, what was that show called?
Russian Doll.
Russian Doll. Watch Russian Doll. Both seasons. It was great.
She knows what she's doing.
It's funny. I literally talked to one of my coworkers who I didn't know liked Star Wars today, and he was like, "Yeah, I just wasn't into Mando, but I was head over heels for Ahsoka." I'm like,
Mhm.
great. Like that's totally nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, cool. Like what
Yep.
you like.
Yep.
That's it.
I said Andor's okay, but I'm not sitting here constantly preaching about how I just thought Andor was okay. I just don't talk about it.
Doesn't need to be your whole personality to
Mm.
shit on one thing.
And also, Tim, you said you're looking forward to Alex's videos recapping High Republic. I don't think there's anything in the High Republic books and comics that you need to know before
Nothing.
going into this show. It's not going to have, I mean, we know Vernestra Rowe is in it. That is a character from the books. Other than her, I doubt there's going to be anything really relating to the stories that they're telling, because it's like big time difference.
That's what I'm most excited about. Is it's like finally something away from A, the Skywalker saga, B, it's something where it's completely new.
It is new. Yeah.
And that's what they need to start doing.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
I think it will pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's
Oscars.
move on to the Oscars. Let's move on because the Acolyte's going to take over our channel quite a bit. So let's move on to the Oscars. The 96th Academy Awards hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. Lots of big winners. A lot of first-time winners, which was very cool to see. Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Christopher Nolan, obviously leading Oppenheimer charge, but they were first-time winners. A lot of great smaller movies getting nominations and wins in all of other categories. We talked about the Zone of Interest earlier. That one at one point. We had great numbers as well. The one
Isn't Zone of Interest the one that beat Society of the Snow? Or no?
No, the Zone of Interest won for some other type of category.
Someone upset Society of the Snow, and I was like, whoa, that must have been really
Best
good.
international feature film was what Zone of Interest won.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that because Society of the Snow is technically Spain, I think.
I don't know if it was nominated. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I think it was. I'll look.
But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. We don't have to spend a big chunk of time on it, but there's definitely some things that we would probably like to discuss. Jimmy Kimmel's opening monologue is always something we need to talk about, the opening monologue for each host. Ryan Gosling's I'm Ken performance is something that I think brightened up the Oscars in a big way. And like I mentioned, a number of first-time winners, which was really, really cool. So I'll just say that I think that this is probably one of the better Oscar shows we've had in recent years.
Yeah.
In recent years, yeah.
I think the reason why is because they kind of pulled back the curtain a little bit more than they ever have. It wasn't so like ridiculously formal.
Wasn't so hoity-toity.
Yeah, and I like the Oscars obviously has to live up to a standard, being that it's the Oscars, it's the Academy Awards, it's the the golden chest of the entire award season. But we live in a day and age where there's so many things like shifting and moving and changing. Like this is the type of thing that has to do the same. Not just regarding who votes and how they vote and everything, which has been such a big conversation for so many years.
Yeah.
But also how the show was put on and how it's kind of pushed forward into the future. I thought Jimmy Kimmel did really good, aside from the Robert Downey Jr. joke about his penis, which was so just ridiculous. I thought he did a really good job.
Made a sobriety joke that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
For the most part, I thought he did a good job. I don't really have anything against him. Outside of the monologue, he wasn't like in the show too much.
Yeah, I thought he was a pretty safe pick for them.
Yeah, I think he did it last year as well.
Yeah.
So it's an easy bet. The thing that I love the most about it is, we talked about it in our chat, but I loved when they brought back past winners to announce the nominations.
That was cool.
And then the last year's winner would announce who won.
Mm-hmm.
It adds a whole cool level to the show, which I thought was very cool. And you're not just running over everything super quickly, because those are important things: best actor, best actress, supporting, stuff like that. So I love the additions.
Having Al Pacino be the one to do the last award of the night, I was like, guys, did y'all not watch those Game Awards? Have we not learned from this lesson before?
I was so unpopular opinion, but I was like, can we get Al Pacino to announce the winners for every single award? Because this show would go by in like 25 minutes, and I love that. Like more drunk Al Pacino just going, oh, and I see Oppenheimer. Like, yes, more of that, please.
He said it with like a question mark, and we were all kind of like,
is this another Moonlight situation? Like,
yeah, always show the card. Anyways, yeah,
loved it. 10 out of 10.
He was a trip. Otherwise,
the winners. Oh yeah, it was international feature film. The Zone of Interest and Society of the Snow was in it too.
But we can all agree that I think the I'm Just Ken segment is one of the best things to ever come out of the Oscars. So that's going to be nominated for an Emmy for sure.
Just that
because I think like Oscar things do end up like the opening monologue could be nominated for an Emmy, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna be nominated.
People forget that Ryan Gosling was in the Mickey Mouse Club. That's
Damn
where
right he
got
was
his
during the
start.
Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake
Did
era.
you see the
yes.
tweet afterwards that someone put out saying that it was the most successful show ever of all time if you go off of cast?
What was?
The Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
We're like, what?
successful wise. Like, so, yeah. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I really need to see this Godzilla -1 movie.
Me too.
I need those shoes. Is what I need.
The shoes were dope.
I need the Godzilla shoes.
Did you guys see his little gold Godzilla with the bow tie on that he was holding?
No.
It was so
I didn't.
cute.
I'll be honest. I didn't watch it. I just watched like the winning speeches
Mhm.
and like I'm Just Ken and I don't know if there any part that like was trending or whatever.
Mhm.
I watched it and I thought it moved pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
I didn't see
love
any.
watching
I didn't see any
Oscars.
because I didn't watch the whole thing either. Because I usually go to an Oscar party, but I couldn't this year, so I only saw the highlights. But even then, usually you'll see something negative being said, and I think this is the first time in a while where I really didn't see like any real negativity going on. Which
Yeah, it was honestly like, I mean, there wasn't anything massively entertaining about it outside of the I'm Just Ken segment, which I thought was probably the highlight of the night, other than seeing the winners who won.
Mhm.
The highlight of the night was probably Ryan Gosling performing that because he clearly loved performing that. And
the
then
best part about the performance was just him trying not to laugh. He was holding back his laughter that entire time, so you knew he was just having a
that,
grand
and
old
I
time.
also loved seeing the other Kens from the movie in the
Yeah.
which was cool.
That was the thing. I was like, they better have the other ones in.
Yeah, that was
the
very
Kens.
cool. So I thought it ran really well, and I think that if they kind of do similar things in the future, where they have a little bit more fun with it, it can be much more successful than it has been. Because the Oscars over the last like 5 years kind of hit like a major rut. Like they've just been struggling. They had the issue with the host. They've had issues with presenters and stuff. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Ryan Gosling Emily Blunt moment where they were arguing about Barbie.
Oh my god! About
like
Mhm.
that
I
was
just
great.
saw that like yesterday.
that was really good.
There was a lot of really like good, memorable moments. The Michael Keaton thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
and
that was
Black
the
Widow.
best.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the best part.
There was
That
a
was
lot
the
of
best
memorable
thing.
moments that you expect to see from this type of show, which they haven't had in a while.
Well, the thing, especially with the This Just Ken segment, reminded me of like, let's bring back when Neil Patrick Harris was hosting and we had a big, huge musical number at the beginning of the thing. Because I feel like something like that, it like, gets everyone a little bit loose. Like it like kind of like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like makes it so it's like, because when it's all hoity-toity and like whatnot, then it's just not fun. Like seeing everybody out there dancing, and they had the karaoke on the screens for everybody to be singing I'm Just Ken, and they were all having a freaking grand old time.
Emma Stone broke her dress while singing. I'm Ken.
You know what? She was having that much fun. Good for her.
Yeah,
So
that's the whole point.
That's what it's got to be.
100%.
Their outfits were cute too. It was like all based on the Marilyn Monroe
Yeah.
performance, which is
so
great.
good. So
Yeah,
good.
I thought it went
And
really
then
well.
freaking
And
Slash came out. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Slash.
freaking Slash.
I remember
I'm-
people being like, "Okay, Slash and Doctor Who, the now current or about to be Doctor Who, are on the stage together singing
Yeah.
I'm Just Ken." Like, what universe am I in?
The fever dream.
The best kind.
It was.
Right.
I mean, from what I saw, it seemed like everything went pretty swimmingly.
Mhm.
and there was no major like upsets outside of the only one that I think people are talking about is the Emma Stone over.
That's the only real thing
The
I
Lily
saw was Emma
Gladstone?
Stone. Lily
Yeah.
but it
Gladstone,
depends on
yeah.
where you kind of lie. Like Molly, for example, you lie with Emma Stone more than Lily Gladstone.
Well, I didn't
Because-
see Killers of the Flower Moon,
Okay.
so I can't really speak to that. But I was for sure. I need to see it still, but I was for sure rooting for Emma Stone because
You
I
didn't like
loved Poor
Oppenheimer.
Things.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty much like it was like a 60-40 race down the stretch. They were both winning. I think
Mhm.
Lily Gladstone was winning a little bit more points. But
feel
everything
like-
really, it kind of all ended up how it was supposed to. Like
Yeah.
There were a few maybe here and there that switched, but Cillian Murphy won for Best Actor.
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. won for Best Supporting Actor. Emma Stone for Best Actress. Best Supporting Actress was
Divine.
Divine.
Oh,
I need
that's
to
right,
see
for-
the holdovers because that
It's
one
very good.
I've
It's
heard
very,
is
very
Is that the
good.
Christmas movie one with
Paul
kind of-
Giamatti.
isn't it like a
Yeah,
Christmas
very
movie?
good. Which I don't know if you guys saw, but did you guys see that movie it's apparently plagiarized? Did you guys see that
What?
news?
No.
Like 2 days before the Oscars, a writer came out and said that the writer of the movie stole a script and wrote and basically transitioned it into the holdovers.
Uh-oh.
Which I don't know if it's true or not. It hasn't been talked about since, but it was like 2 days before the Oscars.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, everything kind of lined up how it was supposed to. Chris Nolan winning Best Director first time after all the things that he's done.
I think for me, it wasn't shocking because of her not getting nominated for Best Director, but like it was just kind of wild. I felt like Barbie wasn't really like, and I'm not saying it deserved every award or whatever, but like that was like, it's still, to me, something just feels off about like how big that movie was. And people are saying this movie saved the box offices and so did Oppenheimer and whatnot. And Barbie outperformed Oppenheimer if you want to go off of money and blah, blah, blah. But like Barbie was just there. Like,
I think I was shocked that it didn't win for like production design. I know Poor Things did have a pretty incredible look to it, but I think even for me rooting for Poor Things the whole time, I was like, I think Barbie.
They literally built Barbie Land.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that wasn't CGI. Like those were like actual sets and houses.
I mean, they were even doing like whenever they would travel, they had that like machine. Like it just felt weird that to me. But was I surprised? No. The second that Greta Gerwig didn't put on director, I went, okay, well, Barbie's not getting any love for this.
It got the best song though, deservedly. So
yeah, but it had 2 songs in the category. So like if it wouldn't have won, that would have been shocking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just kind of seemed just weird the way that it's like these movies are just saving cinema, and then it's just like it's not up to what we have as our Oscar standards.
Yeah,
I don't know,
but
just me.
A lot of people thought that they should have been nominated for more things, but
I mean, they got the best actor, best actress, best supporting. They didn't have a supporting male, did they? No.
Who?
Barbie.
No, I don't think
No. So I mean, 3 out of the 4 big ones, and it was Best Picture nominee, right?
Yes.
No.
But
Okay.
didn't get nominated.
Yeah. So it got nominated for all the things that it. Now, did it have a chance of winning? No, but it's just, I don't know. I think director was a mistake, but
yeah.
But again, Christopher Nolan.
No surprise there.
Yeah. So
That was a
It was
long
a
time. Christopher Nolan and Robert Downey Jr. winning.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Cillian Murphy.
And Cillian
all
Murphy,
3
yeah.
of them.
was
Those were all a long time
sure.
coming.
I was
That was
shocked that Christopher Nolan. I didn't realize that was the first time he'd won it. I was like, "Holy crap!" Like he's a name that gets thrown around as greatest of all time, and I don't know.
But overall, yeah, no complaints from me.
Same. Yeah, glad it was universally liked by us, which is nice to see. So
We need another outlandish dance routine.
Yes, more dance
Song.
routines.
we shall see what happens this year with everything regarding film. But I think that's going to wrap up tonight, everybody. Our Oscars conversation. We all liked it. It was a good ride. Great nominations, great wins. And that's going to wrap up the show for the evening. Our Love is Blind discussion, our Oscars discussion, and then everything that we've kind of been catching up on watching. Again, if you have not been paying attention, we're on every 2 weeks. So if you're expecting a show next Monday, we will not be live. But you can join us on our Patreon, which is the link is down below. We're doing all kinds of fun things over there. The Q&A is going to be coming out later this week. And then we'll have some Ryan Reynolds bar trivia later this month as well, if you're interested in that, which are on some very interesting picks via our very own View crew member, Jane. So check that out. We'll do some quick plugs before we wrap it up. Jill, why don't you start us off? Where can everyone find you online?
Julie Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's, Twitter and Instagram.
Brian?
Biavalcino on pretty much everything.
And Molly?
At Molly Damon on Twitter, Molly Mander on Instagram, and you can find me and Alex talking Star Wars over at Star Wars Explained.
At Qui-Gon Jake for myself, 2 N's because someone else took it before I did. And then POV is certain POV crew all over social media. Check out our TikTok, guys. Doing a lot of cool clips and everything over there. It's a lot of fun, getting a lot of good responses, and it's been nice to see. So, again, thank you for everyone watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.